And this poem is one of the songs I've been listening to. It's by our newest Nobel laureate in literature, Bob Dylan.
Yeah.
Blind Willie McTell. And I won't sing it. Seen the arrow on the doorpost saying, "This land is condemned," all the way from New Orleans to Jerusalem. I traveled through East Texas where many martyrs fell, and I know no one can sing the blues like Blind Willie McTell. Well, I heard the hoot owls sing as they were taking down the tents. The stars above the barren trees were his only audience. Them charcoal gypsy maidens can strut their feathers well, but nobody can sing the blues like Blind Willie McTell. See them big plantations burning, hear the cracking of the whips, smell that sweet magnolia blooming, and see the ghosts of slavery ships. I can hear them tribes a-moaning, I can hear the undertaker's bell, yet nobody can sing the blues like Blind Willie McTell. There's a woman by the river with some fine, young, handsome man. He's dressed up like a squire, bootleg whiskey in his hand. There's a chain gang on the highway. I can hear them rebels yell. And I know no one can sing the blues like Blind Willie McTell. Well, God is in his heaven, and we all want what's his. But power and greed and corruptible seed seem to be all that there is. I'm gazing out the window of the St. James Hotel, and I know no one can sing the blues like Blind Willie McTell. This he left off the album.
And this is the point at which we make little notes for ourselves. Toni was supposed to take over, so would you like to take over, or should I just read the next? Okay, she seems very relaxed back there. I don't want to make her give up if she doesn't. Okay, so next we're going to hear from Angela. Come on up, Angela.
So, like everyone else, I've been a little worried after the past event has happened. And so a lot of stuff has been going through my head, and one of the things that has been bothering me the most is about how the children are going to take this. These children are growing up afraid now, and it really hurts me to know that they're having to grow up so quickly because of this. And so I wrote a poem that will, to help me, cope with those thoughts. And it's called Stuck. They tell the children not to make weird faces. They warn them that their faces will get stuck like that. Today, the children are making weird faces. Today, the corners of their mouths have forgotten how to fight gravity. Some lips pressed together tightly, as though they were trying to keep screams of terror from crawling out of their clenched throats. Other lips pout and tremble in an imitation of the earth-shattering news. Today, the brows of the children are lower and closer together, like they want to protect the eyes from seeing unspeakable horrors or snuggle together for comfort. Between them, deep lines, a reflection of the division that somehow seems larger today. The worst part is their eyes. Today, their eyes are dull, not like the light had left them, but like there was never light in the first place. They stare, unfocused. Some eyes are dry, but most are in some state of drowning. The trails of tears, glistening like the slime of slugs, simply make their faces weirder. Today, the children are making weird faces, and I am afraid that they will get stuck like that. So So next I have a song that I have no idea who wrote it because a lot of different singers sang it. And it's in Spanish. I'll say the Spanish first and then an English translation. I'm not an English speaker, so sorry if I make mistakes. And this is No me llames extranjero. No me llames extranjero, porque haya nacido lejos, o porque tenga otro nombre, la tierra de donde vengo. No me llames extranjero, porque fue distinto el seno, o porque acuno mi infancia otro idioma de los cuentos. No me llames extranjero si en el amor de una madre tuvimos la misma luz en el canto y en el beso, con que nos sueñan iguales las madres contra su pecho. No me llames extranjero, ni pienses de dónde vengo, mejor saber dónde vamos, a dónde nos lleva el tiempo. No me llames extranjero, porque tu pan y tu fuego calman mi hambre y frío, y me cobije tu techo. No me llames extranjero, tu trigo es como mi trigo, tu mano como la mía, tu fuego como mi fuego. Y el hambre no avisa nunca, vive cambiando de dueño. Y me llames extranjero, porque me trajo un camino, porque nací en otro pueblo, porque conozco otros mares, y salté un día de otro puerto. Si siempre quedan iguales en el adiós los pañuelos y las pupilas borrosas de los que dejamos lejos, los amigos que nos nombran y son iguales los besos, y el amor de la que sueña con el día del regreso. No me llames extranjero, traemos el mismo grito, el mismo cansancio viejo que viene arrastrando el hombre desde el fondo de los tiempos, cuando no existían fronteras. Antes que vinieran ellos, los que dividen y matan, los que roban, los que mienten, los que venden nuestros sueños, los que inventaron un día esta palabra extranjero. No me llames extranjero, que es una palabra triste, que es una palabra helada, huele a olvido y a destierro. No me llames extranjero. Mira tu niño y el mío como corren de la mano hasta el final del sendero. No me llames extranjero. Ellos no saben de idiomas, de límites ni banderas. Míralos, se van al cielo por una lista paloma que los reúne en el vuelo. No me llames extranjero. Piensa en tu hermano y el mío, el cuerpo lleno de balas, besando de muerte el suelo. Ellos no eran extranjeros, se conocían de siempre por la libertad eterna e igual de libres murieron. No me llames extranjero, mírame bien a los ojos, mucho más allá del odio, del egoísmo y el miedo, y verás que soy un hombre, no puedo ser extranjero. No me llames extranjero. This translation is a mix between my original translation and one I found online, and the lady did not give her name, so I can't cite her either, I'm sorry. So it's called Don't Call Me Foreigner. Don't call me foreigner because I was born far away, or because the land that I come from has another name. Don't call me foreigner because I was born of a different womb, or because my childhood was cradled by stories in another language. Don't call me foreigner if, in the love of a mother, we had shared the same light of song and kisses with which we dreamed the same while against our mother's chest. Don't call me foreigner. Don't think of where I come from. It's better to know where we go, where time will take us. Don't call me foreigner because your bread and your fire calm my hunger and cold, and that your roof sheltered me. Don't call me foreigner. Your wheat is like my wheat, your hand like mine, your fire like my fire. And hunger gives no warning, it lives in us all. And you call me foreigner because the path that brought me because of the path that brought me, because I was born in another town, because I know different seas, and I set sail from another town. If all waves goodbye and teary eyes of those that we leave far behind are the same, if the kisses are the same, and the love that dreams of the day of our return, don't call me foreigner. We bring the same cry, the same old weariness that comes dragging down men. From the beginning of time, when no borders existed, before they came, those who divide and kill, those who steal, those who lie, those who sell our dreams, those who one day invented this word, foreigner. Don't call me foreigner. It is a sad word. It is an icy word that stinks of oblivion and exile. Don't call me foreigner. Look at your child and mine, how they run holding hands to the end of the path. Don't call me foreigner. They don't know about languages or boundaries or flags. See them rise into the sky upon the laugh of a dove that brings us together in his flight. Don't call me foreigner. Think about your brother and mine, a body filled with bullets kissing the ground with its death. They were not foreigners. They always knew each other through eternal freedom, and equally free they died. Don't call me foreigner. Look deeply into my eyes, beyond hate, selfishness, and fear, and you will see that I am a man. I can't be a foreigner. Don't call me foreigner.
Thank you so much, Angeline. And Angeline knows this already, but I want all of you to know this, that I've been, soliciting poetry in other languages for a really long time. So that is another thing that's always welcome here. One of the things that I've noticed about people, I guess, is that they're waiting for permission to do things. And sometimes they ask my permission to do things, which is the reason that I'm here and this is happening in the first place is I want you to do what the fuck you want to do. While I understand the spirit in which the ask is intended, I suppose, please, go for it, do it. Yes, please. We have a reading that stretches into the night because I believe in personal freedom, and I wanted to see what would happen if you said, hey, I want the people at my reading to have it, and let them take responsibility for it. They also have to take responsibility for hijacking the mic, so I'm going to shut up now. So I'm going to do it myself. And introduce Jan Ice. Come on up, Jan.
Okay, this one is called Sorting, and it's inspired by my extremely boring workplace. I stand at the end of the sorting belt, picking out the defective ones, missed by those ahead of me. Only the best can pass. Only the best can be sent to the next phase. Only the uniformed perfection of conformity is allowed. As time on the line drags on, my imagination takes over, and those being sorted begin to take on a short life of their own and become distinct individuals. But I am the last defense against those who want to flaunt individuality. I cannot allow those defective ones to get past me. Those who are multiracial, twins, triplets, or even conjoined ones. Preemies are out, and for sure, those prehistoric ones, the ones that still have tails. But don't even get me started on those blings, pretending to be earrings, bracelets, necklaces. We simply cannot allow this flagrant disregard of conformity, this wild, unrestrained display of individuality. thank goodness they're only gummy bears.
Oh, you had me there. Yeah, you really did. Oh, man. Hey, Rhonda, come on down.
Okay, this was written before the election, so it's not an election poem. It's actually a nature poem. One of autumn. It's called Autumn's Attitude. The red hot of autumn's sassy attitude, her last flare, her candle in the space between lush green of summer and bleak cold of winter. She is the bold one, the one who steps out to dance in the street at 5 p.m. rush hour. She twirls on a tightrope with grace and style, lives beyond the grasp of the small, chubby hands and the laughter of children playing in the park. She, in her brilliant red coat, smiles at the cold blast of winter's wind, setting sail in an adventure to see new and intriguing places. Thank you.
Thank you, Rhonda. Let's hear from Scott Yeager. Come on, Scott.
Hey, beautiful people. How do I work this thing?
Don't let it eat your face.
I'd like to dedicate my reading tonight to everybody who was here last time. Ian killed it on the guitar. We had an awesome time. It was a small group. If you guys need like some lightness in your life, look up the video, type Ghost Town Poets into YouTube. It'll take, yeah, it's great. I can rock that shit. So meditation is, kind of really hard in practice, but I've been trying to meditate on my bike because biking is already really zen, and so I just take my hands off the handlebars, I close my eyes for a moment, and I start the mantra, let go, let go, let go, let go. I don't want to let go, but you're holding on to an illusion. At least it's an illusion rooted in a real thing, or person, a real person, an illusion rooted in a real memory of a real thing. Unlike you, you're an illusion rooted in me, the part of me that insists that self does not exist. Yes, just like your illusion that you totally had a shot with that supermodel or star actress, remember. Sure, that was a fantasy, but this is real. She is real. Show me. I mean, look at these photos or this text I got yesterday. I mean, don't we share the same memory? Anyway? Do you really trust your memory? What did we eat for dinner last night anyway? Have you confirmed that this entity that you were texting with passes the Turing test? Turing test? Get a grip! I don't need to apply the Turing test to people I meet in real life, nor people I meet on the internet. For that case, I know when I'm talking to a computer. Don't tell me to get a grip. I am blissfully unattached. You are the one who should be minding their grip. Blissfully unattached? Yeah, maybe because you do nothing for yourself. You just boss me around all the time, telling me not to have fun and not to fall in love and not to lust after beautiful things or people or whatever. Do you really mistake my motives for being not unself-serving? I'm not just doing this for you, Right, because you're certainly not worried that someday I might be too busy to just talk to my conscience or whatever you are all the fucking time. You prefer that we both just wallow in the same misery. Your misery is caused by attachment. Can't you see? What are you so worked up about anyway? It's you telling me to let go like it's so fucking simple. I never said that letting go was going to be fucking simple. Whatever, I don't want to let go anyway. The illusion you serve will be your downfall, the source of your inevitable tragedy. Go to hell! The mind fixated on the material world is already in hell, and that includes you. Exactly. I gotta! Ooh, threats of violence, I'm really afraid. Psych. Fear stems from attachment, as do violent tendencies, and I suffer from neither. Careful now, don't crash the bike. Or what? Or I'll be fucking with you for the rest of your life while you're a vegetable stuck in a hospital bed. I suppose that's why they call it practice. When Angela asked me to read outside of the break, I thought, oh great, I get to be 3 halves of 2 different people today. This is going to be exciting. I don't know what happened. I do not know what happened. Well, I know about the ballot casting, the heightened conflict over the DAPL, tragic proxy warfare continuing in Syria, a big show over a not-so-United Kingdom ununioning from the greater European geopolitical construct, Obama eats a cookie, Bill just keeps smiling, a Fox News anchor insists anew that they are not part of the liberal media cabal, while he insists that she is obsessed with sex. I remember emerging from the crawl space again, fiberglass insulation clinging to my white Tyvek bunny suit. I remember sitting at the computer, arranging and rearranging little rectangles into a song. I remember hanging with the retired neighbor, smoking weed, drinking wine, eating ice cream, forgetting and fattening up. I remember dinner with the new neighbor, the one who's my age but actually owns one of these things, stretching and topping dough while the conversation revolves around colors of paint, pieces of furniture, replacing the carpet, killing weeds with Roundup, the best contractors to eliminate roof moss, improving backyard drainage for the winter months, possessing and operating motor vehicles, taking vacations, workplace drama, how cute the dog is, favorite genres of pop music, the rain and occasional break therefrom, the upcoming wedding, the proxy grandchildren to be, because my siblings and I aren't promising progeny, censoring myself to keep the peace, rubbing my nose, and you asking if you're boring me, what can I say? It's not like my head wasn't already elsewhere, to be fair. Not distracted, but straight up not present. Plotting my escape and hoping it's not too late for the call to go through. It's been like taking too many drugs, drinking beyond numbness, wondering if the old world is ever coming back. But this time it really hasn't. Watching life like a movie, the one you agreed to as an unacknowledged favor, but just can't wait for the last kiss or gunshot, for getting off the couch and into bed, staring into space and smiling, pacing around the kitchen island, holding my phone like Golem's precious, cursing whomever wired and plumbed me this way, fishing for understanding, affirmation, or whatever, practicing tossing pebbles at windows, unclenching fists, letting go of physical objects as symbolic ritual, writing about this blessedly cursed state from yet another angle. I fished my half-baked ballad out of the recycle bin. Let's have another go, I suppose. Reading candidate statements makes me gag and laugh simultaneously, and it takes for fucking ever. So I'm voting based on appearances on this first ballot I'll ever cast. Voting becomes more fun when we turn it into a game of hot or not. Swipe left, swipe right. Damn, girl, what do you mean I don't get to vote in the 47th Congressional District? I awakened blissfully unaware that the apocalypse dawned in the night until you say you're so depressed at the state of this union. I slip away when I can, visit the creeks, the supportive tree, see the mountains and revel in their indifference to our affairs. We got what we deserved, I guess. A reflection of the whole, death throes of an empire in decline. In whom do we trust to preserve our power? Who will defeat our enemy? Who will remind us of our greatness? Thanks.
Yeah, you think? Oh, man, I'm gonna master this thing before the night's out. Oh, no, not quite. I'm really into this. Okay, there we go. How's that? Great. I did it. I'm I'm going to just mention to you that we are planning to start another Poets in the Schools program. We will have it go probably from about January through June of this next year, and we intend to put 4 poets again in the schools, all the way from K to 12, in schools throughout Clark County. We run this program with 4 poets, and this year will be 4 poets and a coordinator for $500. Yeah? The poets work for nothing. They get a small honorarium and a little bit of money toward gas. We do it on a shoestring. I'm turning around and I'm pointing to the Ghost Town donation box. If you have it in your heart or in your wallet and would like to contribute anything to help this program go into our schools and bring poetry to these kids, we'd love you for it. And that's all I'm going to say, except to introduce one of our Poets in the Schools teachers, Morgan Hutchinson. Morgan, come on.
So excited, I have a couple of friends here.
Yay!
I know, they just joined us.
Hi, Morgan's friends.
Hi, Morgan's
Yeah,
friends.
Mara and Amy.
Welcome.
They're very excited to have them. It's always exciting when people who don't write poetry or potentially read poetry very often join you for an open mic.
Yeah.
And the second that Mara got in here, when Mike G was reading, she said, "I need to be here."
Yeah.
And I think that's super powerful. Now I want to read a couple of poems. The first one's not necessarily a poem, but it's something that a good friend of mine, Jordan Wormack, wrote in the last day on social media that I read that really, really struck a chord with me. And the other poem that I want to read is something I wrote back in 08, but I'll introduce that after. So this is by Jordan Wormack. Seeing that my hope is not rooted in who... I'm going to start over. Seeing that my hope is not rooted in who is the president, my foundation has not been shaken. The president has never had any bearing on how I act socially in my community, how I treat my neighbor, or upon any other decision of mine. Do not put hope in politicians. Change does not only occur every 4 years at the ballot box. Change occurs within the individual choice of how one lives in their community today. Yeah. Your future is decided by you regardless of any law or power which is fleeting before us. Have hope. Do not be defeated or arrogant. Tear down walls, both physical and psychological. It is at times that seem most hopeless where the opportunity for love, reconciliation, and even hope itself is most prominent. We only need to choose for ourselves what we do with that opportunity. Jordan Wormack. Thank you. Also, I want to say, in addition to some really potentially negative and harmful things that have happened and that has happened on Tuesday, I want to say, as the co-owner of a recreational medical cannabis dispensary right down the road, I want to say cheers to Massachusetts, California, Nevada, Montana, Arkansas, and North Dakota for passing very important cannabis initiatives. This, in my opinion, is a positive step towards influencing social change in the best fucking ways. Thank you. The next poem I have, it's very different, and I'm going to share it because it's mushroom season. And we're very, very fortunate to have an abundance of fungus here in the Pacific Northwest. I want to share a poem I wrote back in 2008 after a very, very profound experience I had after consuming some hallucinogenic mushrooms. It's called Soap. I love you. As dimensional dowry, heightened intentional dented flowers, fennel fungus mushroomed psychedelic ordination. Do you sink with this religion? Do you sweat heat? This terrain of twilight zone treading and orchestrated determined reverberation, it mellowed destitution and co-founded compensation of kaleidoscopic soap of brain. It was a winter cleaning. A dusting off of ordinary disciplines, a removal of predictable design. Within this expansion of philosophical articulation and line, spacing neon haze, the angled exposition of wave likeness exhaled limbs of body while circulating foolish pupils. Cinematic entertainment stimulated fate of dilated principles, its images transitory, its implications mute, its commercials counterfeit and stories legitimate. The character tones of it I absorbed and sworn to it was this familiar galaxy of mutant meaning and recharging of lays construction. Are you familiar? Was it planetary? Collectivity of blood relation and profound background history bubbled blistery sensitivity and assigned itself to the immensity of the ocean, yet resigned not to the salt. To metamorph phrases to glaciers as of Jedi mind behavior, who phase the laser of melting time, accumulation of poetic conception. I wasn't lost. I was subliminally inclined and anthropologically psychotropic. I was the hallucination. The atmosphere was concrete and artistically high-flown. The traces enhanced the transitive pattern and polymorphic pilgrimage of iridescent images while slimming sloth-heavy symbolic pigmentation of every type of reality. A conclusion of technological summation. If your computer is too slow, turn it off. Reason was attainable and distinctly definite. It was formed by explicit expressiveness and audible freedom. Does this shining, fine language speak to you? Have these optics cinched your skeptic? Thank you.
Thank you, Morgan. Let's hear from Herb Stokes. Come on, Herb.
Who said that? Who would like to eat a hat? A black fuzzy one. That's the rest of you. That's a little too friendly. It's aiming at me. This book is about 400 pages in it. But I'm only going to read 3. Why? I'll read this. Can you still hear me? If you can't hear me, raise your hand. If you raise your hand, raise your
Herb, hold
Gotcha.
your book up and tell them that it's your book.
Oh, this is my book. It's called my book. No, it's called A Chorus of One by Herb Stokes.
Hot off the presses.
I don't know the presses with my burning my fingers. And yeah, it get it from Blurb. Is the name of the printer who did this. Blurb, BLURRLS or something. Close to it, you know. Fingers. So it's almost that, anyway, but I'm gonna read from here first. It's easier to hold this than that.
Bigger typeface.
Yeah. Okay. My down-home recipe for being popular. Don't be a pain in the ass unless you have to. Every once in a while, shut up. Every once in a while, offer to pay for the drinks. And don't look too annoyed when they let you. Hint, they always let you. Don't try to sound smarter than you are, because you probably aren't. Well, how do you sound smarter than you are? By letting everyone else talk while you smile, nod, and shut up again. I am trying to be like the wise, old, kindly coot everyone thinks I am. Actually, old coots are boring, but never stop trying to sound wise and kind. Like, don't loan money to friends, it is the easiest way to lose them. So, only loan money to people you don't give a shit about. Hopefully that will include me if I need a loan. These words sound much better if read silently outdoors, according to my wife. Praise others' writings even when you notice they have borrowed something from you, but you would hesitate to bitch since you can't remember where you got them from. In the end, you just want to know that you are loved by someone. In a pinch, a cat will do. And thank you for waiting so patiently to listen to an old coot.
So ask her about the reading. I can get copies of that enormous book of this beautiful writing. I hope he sells a lot of copies. And go to Blur.
I love you, Herb.
We all love you.
You know, I might have married you if you weren't already married. Somebody said that. I mean, not that you wanted to marry me, but I mean, I might have wanted to marry
Hey,
you.
listen, we can still do something.
Okay.
Do you two want us to leave?
I'll text you later, Herb.
I've been asking her for a three-way for a long time, but I never asked until my first show. Jesus Christ. I even refer to it as the Holy Grail of sex, so no pressure for her. Okay. This is where I pause for a few announcements. I'll try to make them as brief as possible.
We hope so.
Yeah. None of them have anything to do with what I just said, I promise. Saturday is my monthly workshop that happens next door at Niche. There's a comfortable couch. We get here at 11:30 because the bar is not open at 11:30, and Leah will make some coffee and some tea for people who want that. And people bring snacks because we're going to be there for a while. So if you'd like to come, bring some snacks and write some poetry with us. $20 suggested donation, 11:30 on Saturday, right next door.
It'll be awesome.
Yeah, and I'm fortunate enough, and so is Toni, and so is Tiffany, and probably a few people I'm forgetting to be in the new edition of the Poeming Pigeon. They do a themed issue every year. This year it's on music, so they're doing a series of book launches, and the one that we'll be involved in will be Sunday, I think 5 o'clock at Ford Food and Drink in Portland, so if any of you would like to join us over there. And those books have really been fun. I was in the Canvas issue, that was last time. Lori Laundrie's been in every issue, I think, since they started.
Not the music one.
Not the music one. She was you were in the food book and the Canvas
And the
book,
bird
yeah.
book.
So, and they annually ask for submissions, so I think the next one is going to be about garden. So you can submit your poems that have to do with gardens pretty soon. And let's see. Oh, I think that's all that I really wanted to mention. If you want more information about the work or about getting sort of plugged into what's happening in the poetry scene here, I have some cards about it up here. Okay, so coming into the home stretch, please say hello to our friend Diane Cameron. Come on, Diane.
So I usually do things that aren't kind of uplifting, but didn't feel it. So I'm actually reading some older poems. This I wrote right after George W. Bush was.
I thought that was the low point.
Election Day promises. I burnt the newspaper tonight. Headlines in bold type shouting victory and despair. Decisions made by others using my voice. Speaking with a convolution of words I don't understand. Fragments of truth and lies become black flakes of ash wafting skyward. Devoured by darkness, I step closer. Sparks explode, sending blazing embers near my skin. I close my eyes and extend my hands, seeking warmth among the coals of someone else's hero. But the wind carries the heat away, and I am left to shiver within the frame of the gray, translucent smoke.
Wow. Boy, that's prophetic for
Yeah, huh?
now. Yeah.
And this is from a voice catcher from a while ago. 65 years of silence, of secrets and silence. Shame, not her own, locked inside, not even her children's hold. Did you know anyone interned? Looks up with sad eyes, hesitates, says yes, says me. Tells stories of families displaced, possessions lost, education interrupted. Not the facts, they say, we can read that. What was it like? She remembers seeing her teacher taken away, a rock breaking a window in her family home, and then, after the move, shivering beneath a single blanket in Utah's bitter cold. Now, she prays this borrowed disgrace won't rub off, stain, seep into the next generation, and burrow beneath the purified skin, the color of her own.
Wow.
Okay, and this one I kind of put together tonight, so it's a little rough. I work in a high school, and so I'm actually already seeing repercussions from things happening there. I will stand. I stand for the pledge to the flag in the back of the room. And under my words, hear the lisp in his voice. T replaces C, impossible F. And the mimic, 2 seats away, pressing down on disabled. Permission was granted by bully and ballot, but not by me, and never by me. And I move closer and stand next to his chair, and the bully looks up, and I stand close, and so close, and I say no, and I say no, and I say no, not okay. I don't step back, I don't sit down, because I will stand. I will stand. Stand with me. Wow.
They do a thing every week, news of the moment. That's so great. You should send it tomorrow to Rattle.
And just one little quick note, which is that you talk about like unfriending people, and I've got my relatives are all Republicans, yay. And I've got friends and everything, so I've seen all this stuff on Facebook, and I almost unfriended somebody this morning, and then I thought that what I should do is the exact opposite, because who better to change the minds of these people than their friends and their family?
Right.
I mean, we are the most powerful influence that we could be. You know, and if we can just be kind and listen and be open-minded to what they have to say and gently show them a different way.